And as you bring your awareness inwards, just notice if you can settle a little bit more into your sit bones. Notice if you can soften into your abdominals, your arms and your shoulders. Notice where your chin is in space. So we invite ourselves fully into our Sukhasana, this easy seated pose. We don't want the chin up. We want the chin either parallel or even slightly down. As we bring our bodies into this optimal alignment, very often we'll notice that our breath comes more fully into our lungs. We're able to be present with this inhale, this exhale, and let everything external just fall away. And for this time of our practice, we'll invite our awareness to stay in this inner landscape of the self, present for what shows up in our practice. From this place of deeper awareness and more conscious breathing, let yourself connect with your motivation for being on your mat today. And as you find your motivation for coming to the mat, join your palms at heart center, this Anjali Mudra. And then we'll invite a sound of Om as you're ready to set and begin this asana practice this morning. We'll release the hands down and bring your head into an easy rotation. Continuing to invite that sensation of ease and softness into the muscles of your neck, your jaw, and your face. And the next time your chin comes inwards, we'll just switch the direction. Lovely. Bring your head back towards center. If it is available to you, we'll just switch the cross of our legs as our head comes back towards center. Join your fingertips and hands here into an interlaced position, and we'll find just an easy little wave from side to side. Invite that wave to come from shoulder to elbow to wrist to shoulder to elbow. And then we'll pause and wave in the opposite direction. Just inviting some nice fluid movement into our joints this morning. Really lovely. Extend your arms outwards, stretch through your fingers, reach your shoulder blades away from each other, then fold your fingers and we'll find rolls into your wrist. And we'll roll our wrists in the opposite direction. Really beautiful. Nice inhale, sweep your arms up. Use your exhale, take a twist to the left. Gaze over that left shoulder, back and pressing into the ground, encouraging your spine to stay nice and long. Use your inhale, coming back towards center. Reach up, might look up here, and we'll exhale with a twist to the right. Gaze back, spine long. Feel into your chin here, parallel or drawing in, back of your neck nice and long. And we'll inhale here, coming back towards center. Reach up, might look up, join your hands to heart, and we'll extend our heels forward. And as we sit here in our L-shaped position, you might lift your seat onto a blanket. You might lean against a wall if it's not comfortable to sit long here, but we'll just start to wiggle into the toes. And try to stop your ankles from helping. We just want to invite movement, wiggle, and stretch into your 10 toes. Notice where movement is available here. You might notice areas that feel a little sticky. Nice. And then for movement into our toes, we'll come into our ankles. Roll your feet together. And we'll roll in the opposite direction. Really lovely. Next time your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, bring yourself to your tabletop position, our hands and our knees. Stretch your fingertips wide here. Curl your toes under. We'll find our Chakravakasana. Inhale, arch your spine, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, looking back towards your navel. And you might keep your eyes closed as we come into this spinal stretch this morning. Just feeling this movement and articulation of the vertebrae of your spine, the muscles that support your back body. Really lovely. Back towards center. Let's create some space between your knees. Invite your big toes towards each other as they uncurl. Send your hips towards your heels and lower your brow, coming into our pose of the child. And you know you have the option here to lift your head, especially if you're congested. If your head doesn't meet the earth, you might make a little pillow out of your hands or your fists. Wherever you are, let yourself soften and deepen your breath. Next inhale, bring yourself back up to tabletop, walking your hands inward, stretch your fingertips. Walk your knees inward so that they're hips width distance apart. And if it's available to you, we'll just rotate the fingers pointing back towards your knees, giving the front of your wrists, your forearms, nice little stretch. Nice deep breathing here. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, if you're not feeling much here, Imagine that you can bend your elbows back. I say imagine because just the act of inviting the elbows to bend will increase the stretch. Outwardly, this is one of those where you won't see a lot of bend, but you can feel it in your body, right? When you just start to invite that intention of bending into the elbows. And continue to be present with your breathing here. And next inhale, we'll straighten the forearms, rotate your fingertips pointing forward. Keep that nice stretch and reach of the fingertips away from each other. Grip the mat with your finger pads as if you have little gecko hands. You're gonna bring the right knee up to hip height. Keep your knee bent and we'll circle here, keeping the knee bent. Next time your knee is at the bottom of that circle, we'll rotate in the opposite direction. Good. Release that right knee to the ground. We'll do the same on the left side, big circles. And when your knee is floating above the ground, we'll circle in the opposite direction into your left hip. Go ahead, release that left knee to the ground. Extend your right leg back. We'll begin to press into your heel and then soften forward, maybe over your toes as you come forward. Let yourself just drop into a pattern of movement here that joins with the pattern of your breathing. Good. If you can't roll over your toes, maybe you lift and lower the toenail side of your foot to the ground. So as we come forward, we're either taking that roll if it's available, or we're lifting, lowering, and then lifting and lowering in the opposite direction. Next time you find yourself here pressing back into your heel, bring your long leg in, extend your opposite leg long. Same movements here. Rolling over the toes if that's available, or taking it lift and lower so that the back of your foot and your leg and the front of your foot and your leg both get a nice stretch here. Really lovely. Next time you're here pressing back into your heel, pull your knee inwards, bring your first leg forward, so right leg forward, coming into a low lunge. Settle your hands on either side of your front foot. Might play a little bit with the spacing between your front heel and that back knee. You want to keep a nice straight line from your heel to your knee and your front foot. There's always the option to place blocks beneath your hands here that'll lift the floor to you if it feels a little far. And we're just breathing here into this low lunge. Let yourself really come into this inner awareness of where sensation arises here. And let yourself stay with that sensation. And as you breathe and as we hold this shape, notice if that sensation shifts or changes. And start to feel the fascia of your body just warming, softening, loosening as we hold and breathe very often. Okay, Bonnie did this a second ago. I thought she was reading my mind. We're going to straighten our front legs, send your hands back. Go ahead and take those blocks with you if your hands have a difficult time reaching the floor. You're going to let the front toes lift here. So we're stretching into the big muscles in the back of your leg, present with your breathing. Good. We're going to keep everything the same except your toes. Go ahead and pat the toes down. Breathing here, shifting the stretch as we invite the toes to meet the earth. Next breath in, bend into your knee, invite your hands forward and your foot back. Good, let's find our Balasana, that pose of the child. Separate your knees, send your toes towards each other, lower your brows if that makes sense today. Otherwise, lift your hands to meet your brow. Breathing deeply here in this pose of the child, Balasana. And we'll inhale here, float yourself back up to our tabletop. Walk your knees, hips width distance, spread your fingertips wide, gripping the mat here with your finger pads. And we'll bring your left leg forward, finding our low lunge here. Take your time as your body comes into this shape. Make allowances for one side to feel different than the other side. We're still looking for that nice straight line from your heel to your knee on your front foot. And you're deciding the distance between this front heel and your back knee. As you arrive, let these bigger movements in the outer body still. Let yourself come into an awareness of the movement of your breath in your inner body. Good. Next breath in. Let's straighten our front leg. Walk your hands back. Take blocks if you need them underneath your hands. You want to keep the hands down, toes up on your straight leg. Good. Present here. Feel this breath in. As you breathe out, just tap your toes down of that front leg. And continue with awareness here on the movement of your breath. Beautiful. On an inhale, bend into your front knee. Spread those fingers wide. Step your front leg back, coming back into that tabletop position. Curl your 10 toes under. Walk your fingertips towards your knees. We're taking a stretch here into the plantar fascia, into the sole of your feet. Good, nice breathing here. Keep that weight centered on your heels. And then from here, with our fingertips down, just gonna lift the knees upwards. If there's a blanket underneath your knees, just scoot that blanket out of the way. We're coming into our 10-toe lunge. Heels are lifted here. And I'm just gonna walk one leg out. So bring one heel to the ground, the other heel is lifted. So we got two stretches happening here. We'll bring our hands or fingertips down. We're breathing. Good. If you'd like more stretch into this hip, this leg with the toes outwards, we're going to bring our hands to the inner edge of our knee. Roll that shoulder open, lean a little bit more into your opposite arm down. Might look up here, you might look down, just depends on how your neck is holding tension. Nice deep breath here. And we'll inhale, bringing your fingertips back to the ground. Bring the toes and heel inwards. And we'll do the same on our other side. One leg out to the side. We'll just pause, both hands at center, just feeling here into the side. You might choose to stay here, hands down, heart forward. You might take that rotation, bringing your fingertips to your knee, roll that top shoulder open. We're weighting into the other hand, maybe looking up, maybe looking down. You might try both. Just notice how your neck feels in this side. And we're breathing deeply. You can exhale, bring your hand back to the ground. If it's lifted, bring your heels in, toes in. Let's invite our palms to heart, just balancing here on our 10 toes. From this balance in the 10 toes, we can drop the heels and come to standing, or any other way, come to standing here. Release your hands by your side. Separate your feet, hips with distance. Maybe close the eyes. Feel your body here coming into your ideal alignment. Your ideal alignment. And just trace an inner line from the heels to your knees to your hips. Feel your two hips in alignment with each other. Draw that inner line up from the center of your hips to the center of your shoulders, from your shoulders to your earlobes. If eyes are closed, let's open them here. Take a reach up, all 10 fingers up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, lengthen forward and down. Fingers might find blocks if the floor is feeling a little far this morning. Find that half rise, fingers to your knees, spine long and parallel to the ground. Draw your low belly in as you fold more deeply into the shape of Uttanasana. Present with the sensation of your breath, with the sensation invited by this posture. Present with the little openings that happen as we hold a shape and let ourselves breathe fully into it. Let ourselves be fully present. On an inhale, bend into your knees, sweep those fingertips forward and up, returning to our Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Good. Take a lean forward, bend it to your knees, bring your hands to your knees. You're going to let the shoulders come up by the ears here. We're looking down at the ground. And into our Agni Sara practice. Let your belly soften as you breathe in. Feel the natural movement that happens in your abdomen, in your diaphragm, in your lungs as you breathe out, that relaxing inwards. Feel the natural rounding that happens in your low belly as you breathe in here. The natural relaxation that happens as you breathe out. On your next exhale, begin to squeeze and tighten the pelvic floor and the sphincter, squeezing the abdominal muscles in and back towards the spine. Relax as you breathe in. We're exhaling, tightening, lifting the sphincter, pelvic floor, the abdominal muscles in and back towards the spine. On the exhale, we're relaxing. On the inhale, this is our Agni Sara practice. And as we activate and tighten, we're lifting that pelvic floor, that root lock in yoga. We're tightening the abdominal muscles, that navel lock in yoga. Each inhale, relaxing. Each exhale, tightening. We're creating a support, an inner support of our muscles. It supports our back body, supports our hip and pelvic health. But also energetically, in yoga, we see these are areas where energy is lost from our body. So this is another way to grab onto that energy that is your birthright. Few more rounds here of our Agni Sara practice, tightening on the exhale, relaxing on the inhale. Beautiful. Next inhale, relax. Exhale, we'll come to standing. Beautiful. As you stand, stretch up, Urdhva Rotate your palms towards each other. Soften into your shoulders. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left fingers. Arch your body to the left. Gaze might lift. Look straight ahead or lower. Nice deep breath. Inhale, coming back towards center. Release the right wrist and circle the left. And with your next exhale, arching to the right, gaze up, down, or straight ahead. Notice what your body needs here. Inhale, bring yourself back towards center. Exhale, extend your arms out. Lead with your heart as you bow forward back into that shape of our Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Take your half lift, fingers on the earth or at your knees. Draw your low belly and fold more deeply. Feel that lengthening that's happening in your muscles as you bow forward. On an inhale, sweep your fingertips forward and up, coming into that Urdhva. And we'll exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Let's take our two blocks here. Set your blocks at the top of your mat on their tallest height. Place your feet right in between your blocks. So you might need to shift your blocks so that your feet can be hips width distance, not narrower here. Take a sweep of your fingertips up, maybe back. Exhale, lengthen forward, lower down. Catch those two blocks. We'll take that half rise here, lengthen up, soften inwards, big step back with the left leg, straight leg here. Looking back, you're going to see that left heel is planted, left toes pointing towards that front line of your yoga mat. Breathing here. Next, inhale, lift your gaze forward. Walk your blocks one block print forward of your foot. Lift your back heel up and then walk those blocks one more block print forward. So we're going to keep the blocks beneath the shoulders. As the blocks come forward, so do the shoulders. Lift your back foot up to hip height. Press through your heel. Keep your toes pulling in, pointing down towards the ground. Extend the crown of your head forward. Here, feel that tightening of the pelvic floor and the abdominal muscles in your breath out, that softening, lengthening in your breath in. Good, relaxing. Next exhale, let's lower your foot back down. Walk those blocks back as your heel lands, your shoulders come back. Maybe change the height of your blocks as you soften forward here, this Parsvottanasana. Beautiful. Bring your blocks back to their tall height if you've changed. Good. We're going to do two things here. We're going to try to bend our front knee. We're going to sit down and extend that back foot forward. There it is. From here, extend your left hand forward, catching your toes, ankle, or shin. Nice breathing here. Good. Maybe we can take the left fingers around the left toe. Maybe we can float the left heel away from the ground. And then we'll lower that left heel. If we've lifted it, bring your left hand back towards your block. Going to draw that long leg in, come up into our Uttanasana, that standing forward fold. Find your half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, breathing in. Use your exhale, soften. Inhale, bend into your knees, sweep your fingertips forward, up, maybe back. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, stretch up, maybe back. Exhale, pour your heart forward, reach your fingertips down, catch your two blocks. Find that half rise, inhale, lifting with your gaze down. Exhale, fold, step your right straight leg back. Heels down, front leg is straight, back leg is straight. We're starting with our blocks high, just breathing into this shape, letting ourselves open into this intense forward fold. Lift your gaze here. Take your blocks, walk them one block print forward. As your blocks come forward, lift that back heel up, send your shoulders over your blocks. Let's walk those blocks forward, one more block print. Keep your shoulders centered over your wrist. Lift that back heel up to hip height. Press through your heel, point your toes towards the ground. Feel that line of energy from heel back, crown of your head forward. Breathe in, soft belly. Breathe out, feel that tightening, lifting of the pelvic floor muscles. It's our pelvic block or Mula Bandha. The abdominal muscles coming in on the exhale. That's our Uddiyana Bandha or navel lock. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, activating. Good. Next exhale, land your toes back. Walk your blocks back as your heel lands. Let your spine round, maybe changing the height of your blocks as we come back into the shape of our Parsvottanasana. On an inhale, lift your back heel up, walk those blocks back up onto their tallest height. Good. So setting up here, we're going to bend our front knee. We're going to play with the invitation of bringing that back leg forward and long. So as you feel ready, take that bend of your front knee, sweep that back leg through, forward and long, heels down, leg is long. Maybe our right hand reaches forward, grabbing for your toes, shin or ankle. Maybe you can loop your pointer and middle fingers around your big toe. Might be able to lift your heel away from the ground here. Lower that heel if it's lifted. Bring your hand back to your block. We'll invite that long leg in. Lift your hips. Keep your head and fingertips lower here in the standing forward fold. Find your half rise. Breathing in, wave halfway up. Nice long spine. Draw your low belly in as you fold more deeply here. Use your inhale, sweep your fingertips forward and up towards the sky. Exhale, hands find heart center. Really beautiful. Let's get those two blocks close by, but out of the way. Near enough to grab when we're ready for them next. Take a sweep of your arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, lengthen forward, lowering down towards the earth. Find your half lift, breathing in, stretch your spine long and parallel to the ground. Exhale as you fold, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat, coming into this long line of your spine in your downward facing dog. Feel yourself actively pressing into the tip of each finger. Feel both hip points reaching up and back, creating a sense of lengthening and tractioning into your spine. Exhale, bring both knees to the earth. Beautiful. You might want to grab for a blanket, set that blanket underneath your knees. We can invite our right leg forward, and as your right leg comes forward, I want you to bring your right foot in the outer edge of your hands. Hands are going to stay on the inner edge of your right foot. Point your toes outward and heel inwards. We're taking a stretch into our hip. As we always do when our hands are on the ground, you have the option of blocks if this starts to feel like too strong of a stretch. You're going to bring your right hand to the inner edge of your knee, so very similar to what we did earlier with our squat. Roll your shoulder open, lean into your left hand. Bunny is already there again. You might lift the inner edge of your foot away from the ground. Yeah, balancing in that outer edge. Nice deep breaths here. And settle the sole of your foot down. Send both hands to the ground if they're not already. Gonna bring that right leg back and walk your left foot forward again. Left foot's on the outer edge of our hands. Gonna angle your toes and knee out. Heel's gonna stay pointing inwards here. And we might stay here. You might take that lift of your hand, roll your shoulder open, leaning into the right arm here. And you guys are already there. Maybe that lift of the inner edge of your foot. Nice deep breaths. Let's release the sole of your foot down. Bring both hands to the ground. Send your knees back beneath your hips, and we'll find ourselves in a Sukhasana, cross-legged position. Yogi's choice in that blanket. Blanket's not necessary beneath your body. And as we come into our cross-legged position, go ahead and reach for our 2 blocks. We're going to bring our blocks by our sides. So we saw our inspiration pose. Let's bring ourselves into that L shape here. L shape here. And hands could be on the blocks. You might scoot those blocks out of the way. Bring your hands fully to the ground. That just depends on arm length. We all have different arm lengths. Draw your shoulders back and towards each other here. Bring your chin slightly inwards. And here too, we're practicing that Agni Sara. So we're inhaling, letting our belly round. On exhale, feel that tightening and lifting of the pelvic floor, the sphincter, the abdominal muscles, your chin coming in. Inhale to relax. Exhale, activate. Inhale, soften. Exhale, activate. Really nice. Let's inhale and soften. Bring our legs into our cross-legged position once more. Here we're going to place those blocks underneath our hands. Beautiful. Notice which leg is in front, and maybe you can bring that foot to the joining of the lower and upper leg, that little crease that's created between your legs. Yeah. We've done a lot of hip opening, but I don't want you to stress your knee or your hip here. So really tuning in with what's happening. You might stay here. You might be able to come into a half lotus, bringing your foot to the opposite side. Yeah. Let's place our hands in a block. Feel that rounding of your belly as you breathe in. As you breathe out, 2 things are going to happen. We're going to activate those bandhas, that root lock and navel lock. We're going to press our hands down and we're going to levitate our hips away from the ground. So breathing in, we're soft, we're rounding. Breathing out, we're tightening, and that tightening of the muscles is going to give us the power, maybe, to lift upwards. Good. I can never get that lower foot up, but some people can. If we go full lotus, we can. Yes, it is easier with full lotus. We will lower down here and we'll switch sides, bringing your other foot maybe up to the crease, maybe fully up to your thigh. Hands on your blocks. And again, we're using that bandha work to give us the power to lift. So we're softening as we inhale, we're tightening and activating as we exhale. And we'll low. We're going to come back to that first leg. Sonam, the mind readers. The option here is we could do our half lotus again. We could do our full, look, my legs are like, not today, mama. You could do your full lotus if that's in your practice. Good. So one more time, breathing in. Exhale, activate those bandhas, lift yourself up. And then we'll lower. Really lovely. Take that, we'll unwind from your lotus. If you've got that lower leg wound up, we'll take that upper leg, send it outwards. Bring your lower leg up to your opposite thigh. So it's a half lotus with an extended leg. Good. Bring those blocks in. Nice inhale. Exhale, feel that tightening, lifting. Maybe we can lift that heel. It's not happening for me, but maybe for you it is. Feel the work, and we'll soften. Come back into our cross-legged position. Good. Opposite leg is going to come to your thigh. So actually the same leg that was on your thigh a moment ago. We're going to maybe fold that other leg inwards, maybe lotus here. Yogi's choice. Inhale, exhale, and lower. Woo. Okay, so other leg lengthens. Good. We have space for that half lotus on the other side. Hands on your blocks. We're inhaling, soft belly, exhaling, hovering, lifting. Maybe we can lift that heel. Not today. We'll exhale and lower. Let's extend both legs long. Give the knees a little bounce. Draw the flesh away from your sit bones. Make that firm connection between your sit bones and the ground. A little fold into your knees. Sweep your fingers up and we'll soften forward. Paschimottanasana. This stretch means the westward stretch. So invitation is for awareness more on your spine than your legs. If you feel this primarily in your legs, bend more into your knees. Let your head be at rest here, your neck long. Let yourself soften into the support within you, into the support that surrounds you. Inhale, bring yourself back towards center, nice and tall, beautiful. Let's scoot those blocks fully out of your way. Take a bend into both knees here. We're gonna reach beneath the right leg, grab for your left ankle, bring that left heel by your right hip. Right heel could come directly in, or we could cross, keeping the knee up, sole of your foot down. Hug both of your hands into your shin. Close your eyes, feel the curves and length of your spine. Option to stay here, or we'll twist, hugging our knee in with our left hand, right hand comes behind the body. Maybe close your eyes, going inwards to breath, inwards to sensation. Use an inhale coming back towards center. Uncross if you took that option to cross your right leg on top. We'll free that lower left leg and then reach beneath your left leg for your right ankle. Bring that right heel by your left hip. Left leg could come directly in, or you might cross. Take that hug inwards here. Feel your sit bones on the ground, spine nice and long. And we have the option here to hug your knee inwards, rotating to the left hand going behind your body to support the long spine. Inhale, bring your whole body back to center. Exhale, uncross your legs, stretch your heels forward. Bring yourself all the way down onto your back body. We're moving towards our Shavasana. Then would you like an eye color? Okay. Bonnie, you have one yet? Give yourself any support that you need as you come back to rest on your. Might place your hands on your belly and just feel the natural rounding here of your belly as you breathe in. Feel that conscious relaxing of your belly as you breathe out. And take a few moments here with this belly breath, this conscious breathing with the intention of breathing in enough to feel that lift of your hands. Breathing out so completely that you can feel that softening and lowering of your hands. Next time you breathe out, let your hands relax by your side. And consciously withdraw control of your body's breathing. And let yourself just soften into the support. Relaxing fully into this moment of rest, this moment of integration. You might imagine the benefits of your practice soaking in like dewdrops or rain, gently being absorbed beneath the surface of the earth. Let yourself just feel your body making contact with your mat. Feel your breath arriving and leaving. And begin to find some movement here into your toes, your fingers, your wrist, your ankles, rolling into your wrists and your ankles, your toes and your fingers. You might come into a big, good morning stretch. And perhaps you'll bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms, and find a gentle rocking to the right and the left. And from a rocking to the right and the left, you can fall to one side and rest. Invite your body to return upwards to our sweet seat with Sukhasana. And just pause as you arrive with your eyes closed and awareness once more lingering on this inner landscape of the self. Bring your palms towards each other and thank your body for this movement, this breathing today. And we'll close just as we began with a single sound of Om, and let your next inhale prepare. Om.